This Emini Dow day trading video is going to discuss the setups and trades done on 1/31 between 10 and 11:15 a.m. Central Time if you want to get your own charts out and follow along on those. You'll be looking at a NinjaTrader, Renko Chart, and tick bar chart combination using a Renko brick size of 4 and a price envelope percent of 0.45, and then the synched chart was a 180 tick chart. There are a number of reasons for selecting this Emini Dow trading chart period to discuss, but essentially it was because it was just pretty typical. There were a few setups that could be traded, but there were no large extended trades or add-ons. The two biggest swings during the period had no Renko trade setup. There was a Renko trade setup. There was a losing trade that could only be avoided by price traders. But all in all, it was a profitable trading period. Here is the Emini Dow Renko trading chart. I'm sure that you can see that the two biggest swings didn't have a Renko trade setup on this chart. So while you're looking at the chart, how many trade setups do you see? And then you can see my note. I took 3 trades. There was 2 winners and 1 loser. So the 3 trades were at the yellow dots. Yellow dot 1 and yellow dot 2 were the 2 winning trades, and then yellow dot 3 was a losing trade. Yellow dot 2 and yellow dot 3 should be very clear as Renko base trade setups, and I especially like the buy as a swing resumption trade because it also had triple top breakout potential through the previous swing high. So that winning trade made more than the losing trade did, so the net between those trades was a gain. And then with yellow dot 1, that small gain plus the gain from that trade, the period was a winning period. Questions that you probably have at this point: where did the yellow dot 1 buy come from? Again, it certainly didn't come from this Renko chart. Isn't the yellow circle sell a Renko trade setup? And then a question that I would ask is about the blue circle. It wasn't traded, but isn't that a Renko trade setup? So right now let me answer the blue circle question. Although that appears to be a Renko trade setup, and it even includes a triple break. Of course, saying it's set up also assumes there is a profit target room to the next low as support, but the 180 tick chart shows something different here. It shows consolidation, and this triple break really is a consolidation double bottom. So regardless of the Renko chart, regardless of whether there is room to a profit, the blue circle is not tradable using the Renko chart and 180 tick chart sync combination, which is the day trading method strategy for using this chart. So now you can see the Emini Dow tick chart and the Renko Chart sync combination for that yellow dot 1 buy and the yellow circle from the previous chart. You can see my note at the top of this chart. Would the Renko chart give the yellow dot buy, which was a no, and avoid the yellow circle sell? That I answer yes. I'm fine with that being a Renko continuation trade setup after the price envelope reverse, but there's definitely not room to the yellow line, which was the previous double top as resistance, now it's support, what we call a shift line. So yes, the Renko chart would avoid the yellow circle, but you've got to be reading price. You would get that price from the tick chart and the yellow line, but even with the Renko chart, when you've got a pattern that's a double top like that, you definitely know the area. You may be off a little bit on the price because of the fixed bricks, but you know the area and you know that there's not room to a partial there. Now, something else I want to mention though about the yellow dot and the Renko chart. Did you watch the Renko chart brick combination video? Take a look at your YM Renko 3 brick chart at 10:06 Central Time. You know that these two charts are synced at the yellow dot. Additionally, the 3 brick chart is also synced. The problem with these fixed brick sizes and selecting them is so often there isn't a retrace to get a reject brick. So who knows? These are brick sizes of 4. If we use a 3.5, just that half of a brick, okay, 2 points, could have been enough to give you a red brick, and then you would have a continuation setup. Clearly using the 4 bricks didn't. So that is something that we are trying to overcome, as discussed in that brick combinations video. That's a way to do it. The 3 brick did have a Renko setup. There was a green, red, green brick pattern, a midline reject. So if you just had the 2 Renko charts up, you definitely would have gotten a trade setup for this buy swing. You still need to have the tick chart though for price. Let's look at that. So you got the yellow line. It was resistance. You break out through it. You form a ledge, but it's on top of the yellow line. It shifts it to support, and then it breaks out again. With that Renko chart, triple top breakout, okay? And with the Renko 3 trade setup. So, yeah, there's a buy. It's at 15,642. You can see the price target at 15,666, 24 points. And let me make a comment about 15,666. There is a left side price. You would not know that price if you didn't have your tick chart and if you weren't going to the left side, okay? It's not enough just to have the tick chart up. You've got to go to the left side to find relevant price. So you can see when you get to that area, you've got a momentum extreme. So if, let's say you're a 3-contract trader. You do this resumption trade like the yellow dot. And this is a situation where I would suggest taking 2 partials instead of 1. Not just because that you're hitting your target with a momentum extreme, but also recognizing the size of the overall move, including the buy swing before the retrace, was a total of around 100 points when you got to 15,666, okay? This yellow circle, as we said, using the same price, you would avoid the trade, and this is a losing trade that would be avoided. So that covers the Emini Dow day trades for the period, but I do have something else I want to show you on the Renko chart before ending the video. So first of all, you can see my note about the yellow circle and doing an add-on, because you do have a red-green, red midline reject there. But the trade would be directly into price resistance at the blue line, and even though MEX really hadn't crossed yet, that 180 tick chart very clearly showed the momentum extreme at this point. The add-on would be taking a trade that we read into a price momentum divergence. But the most important thing that I wanted to discuss is the price envelope reverse from the high with the MEX cross, and you also see the red-green bricks. You've got the start of a Renko base trade setup here. So I especially want to mention this to you guys that think that you need to jump the gun on your Renko entries and trade inside of the reject brick instead of waiting for the reversal brick. Just because we have the start of a base setup, this is a very good example why the reversal is a 3-brick pattern. There never was a red brick like I drew to the right of the vertical line, and then the next 3 bricks are green. So you take the trade inside of the reject brick without waiting for the reversal brick, and you would have an immediate loser. And this situation happens all the time, okay? Don't need to jump the gun. There's a reason why the setups are the setups, okay? This wasn't a great period, fine. There's plenty of great periods. This was still a profitable period, but the point is you can't be profitable when you are taking trades that don't exist and then also turning them into losers. So, speaking of very good trading periods, there is one more chart we'll take a very quick look at. I'm not going to go through the trades yet, nor in the video. So, this is my E-mini Russell Renko day trading chart for the day. You can see it is a Renko 0.45 brick with a 0.075 price envelope percent. I'll discuss the chart in another video, but for now, how many trade setups do you see on this chart? I'm going to tell you that I took 5 Emini Russell day trades during the period, and then you decide where the trade setups and the trades were, and whether they were winners or losers, and we'll discuss them later.